So this five-wave structure that I've been tracking over the past few days is shaping up nicely. And here you can see that within this third wave, we ended up breaching past the target at 84.87 cents, whilst at the same time breaching past this local top at 86.43 cents, which is where we formed the wave 5 back in May. And so it's possible that we ended up completing this third wave, and that third wave would have reached 89.55 cents. And then we had this corrective move play out to complete the fourth wave, and we could potentially be within this fifth wave to the upside, where we could even breach past this level at 89.55 cents. But I mentioned in my previous video how I was actually looking out for a continuation to the upside to complete this third wave, given the fact that I am tracking a 5-wave move. So if I go down to the hourly chart, and what you can see is within this third wave, I've been tracking this 5-wave move. And I mentioned that I was looking out for this third wave to reach just above this white line at 86.43 cents, given the fact that the third wave would retrace towards the 1.618 level of the wave 1. So if I check to see if we met the requirement for that third wave, what I'll do is I'll bring in the fib tool and bring this down to over here. And so the 1.618 level, like I talked about in my previous video, sits at 86.96 cents. And we ended up breaching past that level where we reached 89.55 cents. And then we had this corrective move play out to complete the wave 4. And so what I'm looking at for next is the fifth wave to reach the 1.236 to 1.618 level of the wave 4. So if I bring in the fib tool, so the next key target would be this region between 92.08 cents to 96.32 cents. And this could then potentially form this fifth wave, which in turn would then complete the third wave. And then shortly after, I'll be looking out for a retracement to complete the fourth wave, followed by a final push to the upside to then complete the fifth wave, where that fifth wave could potentially reach the $1 mark. And so what I do is check to see if this corrective move is now complete. And so what I do is I'll go down to the 5-minute chart. And here it looks like what we had forming was a WXY structure, where the W wave reached 84.06 cents and the X wave reached 86.27 cents and the Y wave reached 79.59 cents. And this Y wave would typically retrace anywhere between 1 to 1.226 of the W wave. So if I bring in the fib tool, and bring this to the right position. So here you can see that the Y wave would retrace between this level here between 1 to 1.226, and that level sits between 79.78 cents to 80.98 cents. And here you can see that we just about extended beyond the 1.236 level, where we reached this level here at 79.59 cents. And so yeah, it's possible that this corrective move is now complete, and we are now within this fifth wave to the upside, where we can then potentially tap into this region here. So if I remove this and remove this and go back to the hourly chart, now you can see that we are within the overbought conditions. And so it's possible that the bears regain control of the market. And it will be interesting to see if we can actually hold this level at 79.59 cents. If not, then it's possible that we have a bigger WXY structure that's forming to the downside. But I am looking for ADA to actually hold this position and see that continuation to the upside, given the fact that on the 4-hour chart, we are more or less within oversold conditions. And so I am still looking out for the bulls to have that momentum and continue to drive the price of ADA up towards this region here. And if we do tap into this region, then it's possible that we have the third wave forming, and then we have this fourth wave forming in the days to come, followed by another push to the upside to then complete the fifth wave. Whilst at the same time, it's also possible that we had the wave 3 form on Friday, yesterday, at 4 o'clock in the morning, local time. And we had the fourth wave that played out, and then we have this fifth wave that will then tap into this region, and then shortly after we could then potentially see a retracement to the downside. But I am leaning more towards this scenario playing out, where the third wave will tap into this region, followed by a retracement and a final push to the upside, where we could then potentially get rejected at around $1. And shortly after, we could then potentially see a bigger retracement to the downside, where we could see a 50 to 88.2% retracement of the big wave structure. And of course, that would then be a very good opportunity to be buying in at those lower prices. And so, yeah, that's just my update on Cardano ADA. hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.